Hello, 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 hello. You are now in the no judgment zone with yours truly, Sean Taylor. Speaking on topics with no judgments. Speaking on topics with no judgments. Again, before I get started, this is the no judgment zone, pretty much. Discussing topics with no judgments. That means you can comment what you want to comment, think what you want to think. Say, um, I'm not going to go back and forth with you because it's called the no judgment zone for a reason. I'm not trying to judge you. You can judge me all you want to, but I'm not going to lower my standards and judge you. You know, I don't work in that realm of judging people. Gwen raised me a different way. The only way a person can be their true authentic self is that there are no judgments, and that's with any capacity of anything, of any relationship, family ship, friendship, or romantic ship, whatever you want to call it. If you want a person to be their butt naked selves with you, there can be zero judgments. She's always tell me that too, that you have no right, even through justification, you still have no right to judge no man, woman, girl, or boy. So I don't work in the judgment zone. Like I said, you and I are different. We are not the same. We never will be the same, and that's probably why we don't gel. And whatever the dynamics, I'm not going to judge people the way you judge me. You know, how you was raised is how you was raised. That's how my mother raised me. To each his own. You do what you want to do. You know, you have to live with yourself at the end of the day when you judging people, when you are far from perfect. We all have idiosyncrasies, flaws, and imperfections. And when you put it in that type perspective, why don't you lean back and think about that in a moment before you try to judge somebody? When you get perfect, then you can start judging people. But until that mystical, magical, majestical day happens, you have no right to judge anybody. So I just thought I wanted to segue into that before I actually get into what I want to talk about. So the title of today's message is, and it just popped up in my head. I was talking to somebody and it just popped into my head. When you're not trying to make commitments, you're only making excuses. Let me retort. When you're not trying to make commitments, you're only making excuses. So nothing that I say is ever scripted. It's just straight off the dome because I want you to get the rawness of it. I'm not trying for it to sound perfect. I'm not trying for it to sound straight. I want to fumble over the words. I want to stumble because I want it to be real, raw, and authentic. And I know you guys aren't used to that. You're used to a lot of fakeness out there in the world, but I just don't, I'm just not cut by that fake cloth. So getting back to what I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to take you from the fitness realm first. So um, when you're not trying to make a commitment to your body, right? When you're not trying to honor the commitment of you that you said, hey, I'm going to do 6 months of training, I'm going to do 12 months of training, and you start talking out your rectum pretty much and making some BS excuse of why you can't honor the commitment to your original commitment. And that's why your body is always going to look the way it's always going to look, because you always are going to fall back to what you're familiar with. Um, there's a saying that the best indicator of future behavior is that of past behavior. People always go back to what they're comfortable with. People always go back to what they're familiar with. People do not want to be challenged. They do not want to be pushed. They don't even want to be questioned. They always want to sit, live, eat, and breathe in a place of comfort. You know, you have to learn to get comfortable with being uncomfortable on purpose in order for growth to happen, in order to evolve and catapult yourself into that next level. Until you get comfortable with being uncomfortable on purpose, you're never going to honor any commitment, any commitment that you say. You know, on the street, well, forget that, scratch that. I'm lying. My mother used to tell me this all the time, and I used to hate it. I used to detest it because she used to say it every single day. Your word is your bond, son. Your word is your bond. If you're a black man, if you're a man, period, if you're a woman, period, if you have no word, you have nothing in this life. If you say something out your mouth and you can't own it and stand on top of it and take accountability and responsibility for what you say and honor it, you have no word. Having no word in this life is just living this life lost, living this life in the blind, because you can't, nobody can depend on you. No one can rely on you because you have no word. Now, contrary to popular belief, things are going to happen. Some things sometimes you can say a thing, and sometimes things just fall through, like a deal. Deals can fall through. It can be set up. It can be set up pretty. And somewhere down the line, the deal is going to fall through. It's not because of that person's word. It's just, hey, the deal fall through. Somebody pulled out the deal. All right. For whatever reason, the deal just did not go through. But on a regular basis with yourself, if you said, I'm going to really bust my butt for 12 months, right? You make a commitment. I'm going to really work hard to make a 3-day a week commitment to myself for the next year. I'm going to really work hard to food prep. But my contingency plan that I'm going to use, if I fall short on my food prepping, I'm going to go to a reliable source food prep company. Okay? But I'm going to make sure that whatever I'm putting into my body, I'm going to have a concrete plan for that. But if you do not honor what you say you're going to do, all you're going to do is fall back on excuses. See, you can't have a commitment and have excuses. It's got to be one or the other. You can't make commitments and make excuses. When you're not trying to make commitments, all you're doing is making excuses. And people got excuses all the time. For me, when I tell people, let's say when I have a consultation, I say, okay, Mrs. Jones, this is the price. You got the prices here, you got the prices there. If I see Mrs. Jones really wants this, or Mr. Jones really wants this, I may at times try to work on them with this. But as long as I've been in the fitness field, if a person see the price and the price is the price and they can't afford it, that person's going to be a whole problem. 9 times out of 10, that person is going to stiff you. And that's why when you cannot afford it, you just can't simply afford it. Come back when you can. But I'm not going to negotiate prices or anything that way because you are not in a financial place to where you can afford a thing. You just need to come back when you can afford it. Because when you stiff a person, now you done burned the bridge. When you have fall back on what you say you was going to do, now you done burned the bridge. Pretty much you done tore your drawers with this individual because now you ain't even honor what you say you were going to do. You are manipulating people with BS and trying to get out of agreement. So if you're not trying to make a commitment to your own self, now you're making excuses to yourself. It's funny. I was just talking to somebody and they said, I didn't say this. This is this is a woman who said this. She said, and she was dead on when she said it. She said, it's funny. They can get that hair and nails done, though. They can go on these excursions, though. They can do anything they want to, though. He can go and spend tons of money on beer or money on rims or whatever the case may be. But he's going to dishonor his commitment that he made to himself on his fitness journey. And that's a real, very sad thing to do. You will put things before your own health in your body when you know you're supposed to get these things done. But you are going to shell out all this money on other nonsense, but dishonor the commitment to yourself with your own excuses. You see, when you're not trying to make commitment and you're only you all that's left is excuses. And here's the thing about opportunity. I spoke on this morning uh, to some family to some family members of mine that I love so much. I spoke on this morning to them. They was in their car, and I spoke to them. I said, "Listen, the thing about opportunity, and this is something my mother used to say, the opportunity is not going to come and sit by you, be like, hey, I'm opportunity. Opportunity is going to present itself, and opportunity is like it's going to present itself real quick to you. It's up to you, the individual, to seize that opportunity when you see it. But opportunity is not going to come and sit by you every single day. Opportunity is not going to chase you down every day. Opportunity is not going to blow you up on the phone every day. Opportunity is not texting you 24/7. Opportunity is not going to stalk you. Opportunity is going to come and present you with an interest. Opportunity is going to come to you like, okay, here we go. This is your opportune time to seize that moment. And if you don't seize that moment, all opportunity is going to do is fold it, put it in his pocket, and opportunity is going to move. And you may not see that opportunity never again. It may be months or years later. But what opportunity is not meant to sit down and break bread with you every single day. So when opportunity comes your way, you got one or two choices. You're either going to seize it or you're going to be foolish enough to not take advantage of that opportunity and think, oh, yeah, there'll be another opportunity come along. How is there another opportunity come along when tomorrow's not even promised to you? So you just automatically know that that same opportunity is going to come again. You are fooling yourself. So never sleep on opportunity. Most people that sleep on opportunity, they sleep on opportunity because of fear. Fear is like a kryptonite. You can't do nothing in fear. You can't move forward in fear. You can't have forward progression in fear. You can't get promoted on a job in fear. You can't get a better relationship in fear. You can't get everything that you ever dreamed of in fear. Fear holds you back. Fear steals from you. Fear robs from you. And you can't live in fear. What you can do is keep moving in fear. Why? You're going to put your faith in action and you're going to keep moving, even if you're scared. If it's you and it's that enemy and you still scared, it's going to be one of you two. Even through fear, you still have to fight for your life in that fear. So you are overcoming fear to live to see another day. If you don't act in that fear is going to actually overtake you and conquer you, and fear wins. I'd rather act in fear, still do what I need to do in fear to prove to fear you ain't gonna have me bitch up. Even though I'm scared, I'm not bitching up. I'm still gonna stand here and I'm gonna fight. And that's what you have to do in fear. You still got to move in fear. You still got to bring them up in fear. You don't run. You don't act in a sense of cowardice. You stand and you fight. You don't bitch up. You don't get in a fetal position and just let fear just overtake you. You make excuses every day when it comes to your body. Every single day. Everything is more important when it comes to your body. Everything. Everything takes a sense of precedence when it comes to your body. Everything. But if you do not honor your commitments that you made to yourself, that what you said that you was going to do, you said it out your mouth, I'm going to do this, and you bitch up, please don't get upset when somebody lose instantaneous respect for you because you didn't honor your commitment to what you said that you was going to do. But you succumb to those excuses, all because you didn't want to go through with it. Let me tell you something about commitment. Just because you say I'm going to do a thing doesn't mean that it's automatically going to be easy. Just to say you're going to commit yourself to this and that doesn't mean you're not going to have struggles and pitfalls. Just because you say you're going to commit to do this doesn't mean you're not going to have setbacks. You're going to have obstacles and adversity along your journey of commitment. It's inevitable. It is going to happen, but you still have to honor what you said out your mouth that you were going to do, or your body is never going to see change, because you always go back to what's familiar. You always go back to what's comfortable. You always go back to the thing that sells you lies. You always gonna go back to that thing that sells you pipe dreams and never delivers nothing. And those are excuses. Excuses gives you nothing in return. You get nothing in return from an excuse. You get nothing. You asked out from excuses. Excuses, you have nothing. What do you get out of excuses? I mean, what do you really get out of excuses? See, when you honor a commitment to do a thing and you follow through with that commitment, you're going to get something back for keeping that commitment. There's going to be a return for keeping that commitment. There's going to be a reward for keeping that commitment. There's honor in keeping that commitment. And a lot of you have no honor in nothing that you say or do in this life, especially if it's challenging, especially if it's hard, especially if adversity has anything to do with it, because you got more excuses than a bad president of the United States. You got more excuses. And you have nothing to show with good reason behind your excuse. You justify your excuses. You literally believe that your excuses are legit. I posted something in a story. It was a man, right? Wasn't working out, had one leg. Had his two arms, but he had one leg. Then his body transformed to lean muscle, sculptured cuts, striations, the whole 9 yards. One leg. When I see people that I've trained with cerebral palsy, they have cerebral palsy, but still coming into the gym. They're in a wheelchair, but still coming to the gym. They have one arm, but still coming to the gym. You have the use of all your limbs. So that lets me further know that your excuses are invalid. You choose to do what you want to do on a daily basis, and that is why your body looks the way it looks right now today, February the 11th, 1:37 p.m. in the year of our Lord of 2023. Those are your choices. Your body looks the way it looks is because of your excuses. The commitments you make, you're going to make that commitment to that fried food. You're going to make that commitment to getting them damn hair dones and them crazy lashes that look like hands on your face. You're going to make that commitment to get that hair done. You're going to make that commitment to go on that cruise. You're going to make that commitment to chase that dude who don't want nothing to do with you, or chase that woman who keep making you look like an idiot. You're going to make that commitment to say stupid stuff out your mouth. You're going to make that commitment that reaps no reward. But how about making a commitment to yourself and then get committed to the commitment so you can get something back in return? Your biggest investment, sir, your biggest investment, ma'am, is in you. If no one's never told you that, the biggest investment that's going to reap the biggest reward is in yourself. I've been injured, knee problems, back problems, shoulder problems, collarbone broken, nose. But I never succumbed to the excuses of injuries. I have residual nerve damage that I'm going to have for the rest of my life in my left leg. I almost lost my left leg. But I'm never going to succumb to excuses because I've always had Gwen's voice in the back of my head. There is nothing you can't do. I am dumb enough to believe that there is nothing in this life that I can't do. I am stupid enough to believe that there is nothing in this life I can't do. I am foolish enough to believe that there is nothing in this life that I can't do, can't have, or accomplish if I want it. And the only reason I don't got it, because I chose not to have it. I'm that dumb to believe that there's nothing in this life that I can't have. Why? Because some woman breathed, poured that into my mind, my soul, my spirit, into me. She really made me think that there's nothing that I can't achieve or accomplish. And if I don't achieve it or accomplish, it's by purposely on my choice, not because I can't do it. You have to be foolish enough to believe that you could be committed to anything, and wise enough to believe that I cannot go back to what's familiar with my excuses. Excuses and procrastinations is nothing but a realm of familiarity. That's all it is. It's comfortable. There's no heart there. There's no challenge there. There's no struggle. There's no adversity. But a commitment comes with all those things. A commitment is going to make you work to make sure that that commitment comes into fruition. A commitment can be scary because of the unknown. You don't know how things are going to play out or whatever. There's a 50-50 shot in everything that you do in life today. Just because you go home and you're going to work don't mean that you're going to come back home. I was in a car accident, and I wasn't going to speak on it. But I was in a car accident, head on. It could have went any kind of way. I could be dead. It could have went any kind of way. But when life flashes in front of your face, now you see, you know what? Things could always be worse. I've been shot at point blank range. Shot my friends and they ain't touch me. I can't make this stuff up, man. Been literally shot at. And my friends got shot. And when he went to shoot some more, the dude ran out of bullets. And I remember when I told my mother that story. I was in the military then. And back then, man, I used to go to the clubs, man. The spot we used to hit up, man. I was stationed in Fort Benning, Georgia. The spot we used to hit up, man. We used to go to Crystals, man. When you're young, you can eat that stuff and they don't bother your stomach whatsoever. Can't eat that junk now, man. You know what I'm saying? But we was in the line. There's about 4 or 5 of us, just chilling. Military dudes just coming from the club, just chilling. There were young ladies behind us, and they was chirping. Unbeknownst to us, we didn't know they had men or whatever the case may be. We turn around. I mean, they showing us love. We showing them love back. You know, we exchanging numbers. Blah 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 blah. It was for them. It was for us. Boom boom boom. You know, whoop, whoop, whatever. We go back to the car, grab our food, go back to the car. We in our bags and stuff, man. Dudes roll up. I mean, just all because we was talking to their women. We didn't know they had men. So I saw three of my boys got shot that night. If I'm not, yeah, three of them. Nothing. Me and because me and my boy, we another one of us, me and another friend, we was unscathed. Just man, life is funny. Things can happen in just a blinking of an eye, just like that. So things can always be worse. So I say all that to say this: you have to be fully committed without making excuses. No matter what it is, man. No matter what it is. On the flip side was a negative side. We was committed into finding their candy asses too. But that's another story for another day. But my whole thing about it is that if you are not making commitments in your life, in your personal world, you're only making excuses. And excuses is not reaping nothing. You're not going to get nothing out of it. And you can put that in your marriage, you can put that in your relationship, you can put that with your friends. If you aren't trying to make commitments, you are always going to be making excuses. And that's why you're not going to have any forward progression that you can look back on and be like, man, look where I done came from. Because you're so used to going back to what's familiar. And excuses is nothing but a place of comfort, man. Procrastination is nothing but a place of comfort. When people make excuses, I mean, you hear so many of them, man, from week to week, from month to month, year to year. You just be like, imagine. I love saying this. When somebody give me excuses, I'll be like, imagine that. They laugh. It's not funny. You're making excuses for yourself, and that's why your body ain't going forward. If you want to lose those four stomachs, those double chins, that big face, if you want to lose these things, I strongly behoove to you that you stop going back to what's familiar with your excuses and procrastination. Because until you do that, nothing in your life is going to change. Until you start making the commitment, you know what? I'm going to start treating that dude better. I'm going to start treating that woman better. I'm going to start appreciating my husband. I'm going to start appreciating my wife. You're going to always go back to what's familiar. And that's your excuses. Yeah, but he did this 5 years ago, 6 months ago, blah, 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 blah. You're always going to go back to what your excuses is feelings based. You do know that, right? Your excuses is feelings based. You treating your husband or your wife or whoever based off what they did to you. Have you been perfect? No, brother, I'm asking you. Have you been perfect in that marriage or relationship? Sister, have you been perfect in that marriage or relationship? And listen, man, listen. Don't get it twisted. Please don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to Derek Jackson nobody because I have no respect to person. Let me break that down, what that means. That doesn't mean I don't respect you because y'all get that statement very misconstrued. No respected persons mean I have equal fairness on both parties. That means when I say I have no respect the person, doesn't mean I disrespect you. It means I have common ground with both men and women. Because I've said both parties are both screwing up equally in value. So that's what I mean. That means I'm an equal opportunist when it comes to both men and women because they both doing jacked up stuff out here. But excuses are feelings based. It's about my feelings. Nothing more than feelings. It's all about your feelings. Until you let stuff go. Until you say, you know what? We're going to start out in a clean slate. We're going to start out a fresh start. Because that brother ain't perfect and neither am I. We are two imperfect people trying to figure out how to make a situation work. Until you look at it from a mature mental standpoint like that, you're not going to have a beautiful thing of what you could have, because you so engulfed in your feelings of how somebody made you feel or whatever. Have you ever wondered how you've made that brother feel? Brother, have you ever wondered how you made that sister feel? Ain't nobody perfect in nothing, man. Y'all like to paint a perfect picture. There's a full story to every story, but y'all are notoriously telling half stories. If I can't tell it all, I'm just not going to say nothing at all. See, when you tell the full story, you just don't only expose the other person, but you also expose yourself. And it takes only real men and real women tell the full blown story, play by play. So I don't get into that, man, because I know there was only one perfect one, and he walked the earth 33 years. So I know I'm never going to have nobody perfect in my life. But I'm not going to pick them apart on their imperfections. I'm going to accept them at face value. If you've dealt with me in any dynamics, in any capacity, you can't ever lie and say I judged you on nothing. Gwen ain't raised us like that. That's how probably you were raised. But I don't judge no man or woman about nothing. And I'm a stand on right. And I'm going to fight you on right. But when I fuck up, I'm a man, a real man, to acknowledge mine as such. Until you become a real man and a real woman to acknowledge your fuck ups as such, you're a little girl and you're a little boy. Period. Because real men are big enough of a man to be like, you know what? This is where I'm at. I fucked up. I'm not going to justify my shit. I'm not even going to make excuses for it. I'm going to own it, and I'm going to take every consequence and repercussion that comes with it. But when I have served my time, you dig? When I've served my time, when I've served my sentence, the kissing ass is done. When I've went through and got everything that came along with me doing wrong, everything I've done wrong, the kissing ass will cease and desist. But I'm never going to be, my mother always said, real men don't make excuses when they mess up. Real men don't make excuses when they mess up. They just own it. And however they're getting treated, they just deal with it. I messed up. This is where I'm at. But I'm not going to justify it. But I'm going to do better. You see what I'm saying? Real women. Real women. Real women do not justify their mess ups. They own it. Real women and real men don't have severities. Severities. Oh, you lied about this. Yeah, but I told this lie. We both liars. So, I mean, can somebody make this make sense? You going to court in shackles and orange and whatever outfit we got on, orange, green, whatever. I'm in jail with shackles and orange, green, or whatever outfit. We still in jail, baby. You feel me? We still in jail. You dig? So it's like, okay, if we both in jail, we equal. That means we both committed a crime. We both locked up. So I get it. There's certain degrees of misdemeanors and felonies. But the bottom line, that's not the point. The bottom line is you ain't at home and I ain't at home, and we both in shock and looking at each other. How you doing? What's going on? I mean, that's it. We both wrong. I'm not keeping a tally of everything that you've done wrong, everything that you said wrong. Huh? How I love you, and I'm keeping a tally of everything you did wrong. Here on October the 20th, 1969, here on September the 30th, on 1975. Man, what, man? Where they do that at? But people do that. People do that all the time. You have to accept people at face value. And let me tell you something what Gwen taught me. If you want your marriage to really work and you really want that person to be their really authentic, true self, you have to accept them as such. You can't have no marriage and no relationship between a man and a woman, no marriage between a man and woman is going to work when there's judgments. The minute you start judging a person, they start to automatically fall back, like Homer Simpson falling back into the bushes, fading to black. Because now they can't trust to tell you anything because they know how you automatically are going to respond to them. And that's why they don't open up. How do you want somebody to open up to you when you don't even open up to them? It's funny how that works. You ever heard somebody just trying to get in, they trying to get in and trying to get in and trying to get in and try to get in and then won't even let you in? That don't even work. Listen, man, life is about reciprocation. It is. If you want your marriage or your relationship to be its best, if it's not reciprocal, it's not even going to get close to its best. You want that dude to spoil you, but you can't even buy that brother. You can't even buy that brother a French fry. Come on, man. Can we make it make sense? Can we make it make sense? And I tell you, brothers, man, your vulnerability is not a weakness. Your vulnerability, brothers, is a pure strength. For when a man can admit his wrong, the things that's in him, when he can admit that to a woman that he trusts, she got his love, but she too dumb to actually receive it and acknowledge that he's got love, because a man ain't gonna open up to no woman that he don't love or trust. It ain't never going to happen. But when that brother does, because it's not in us to do that, but when he does, there's something about you that sets you apart and makes you different in his eyes, because he is fighting to talk to you. He is fighting to let you in. But when he does, and you mess that up, he will never, ever open up to you again about nothing. He won't. We ain't built that way. You got one shot with that vulnerability thing. You got one shot when you break down that wall. He won't open it up to you again, ever. And if he does, boy, you gonna really have to work for that. And y'all, that is something y'all hold against brothers all the time. They vulnerable and you try to make it weak. I can tell you now, right now, I could tell you fools things, but you ain't gonna know everything about Sean Patrick Taylor because I don't trust you like that. Y'all ain't got it like it. Social media, y'all are not that damn important to me. If I tell you anything, it's for somebody else to get something out so they can learn something for oh man, Sean did it, I can do it. If Sean got through it, I can do it. It's kind of like that thing. But to get down in the deep depths of who Sean is, you ain't getting that. You social media, you will never get that. You get bits and pieces. You get what I tell you. But if a man trusts you and loves you and tells you things and you use and turn it again and try to make that brother weak, let me tell you something. Ain't no woman I ever met can walk in the Dea shoes that I've ever went in through. I've been in wars, I've been in jails, I've been locked up, I've sold dope, I've done it. There's nothing you can do. I've done some horrific things that I'm not telling you fools about. Some horrific things. There's two types of pain. Pain that hurts and pain that alters. And I have given a lot of people some altering pain from the physical sense. There's two types of pains. Pain that hurts. You know, that stuff in your heart. That hurtful stuff in your heart. And pain that alters. And that pain that alters is an indescribable pain that you can't even fathom what it actually feels like. And I'm not proud of that pain that I've given to people that alters. And I ain't trying to be that dude. That dude is asleep. He's just hibernating. And it's best for the both of us that we just truly let him just sleep and hibernate. Because that dude don't mind giving out altering pain. Look up what alter means. Look up what altering means. For you guys don't know what the word alter actually means. It's a scary thing. Alter changes. Mhm. It transforms a person's face. It leaves them with something that they're going to always have. Again, there's two types of pain: pain that hurts and pain that alters. So I'm trying to learn from my past mistakes not to be that dude anymore. But he still resides inside this Sean Patrick Taylor shell. But I try to keep him at bay. But if a man truly opens up to you, if he truly opens up to you about his deepest, darkest fears, that's a real man. Little boys can't do that. But once a real man does that once and you play with it, you won't get that again. You won't. Because it took everything in him to trust you with that. It took everything in him to say that. And y'all, why do we as people want people to talk about things so hurtful and so painful to have them relive that moment? And then we get upset when they don't want to talk about it. Have you ever thought for a second the reason they don't want to talk about it? Because it's too damn painful to talk about, because it hurts too damn much. It takes them right back to 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. There's reasons. There's reasons. There's reasons why he may fall back, because he don't want to put that negativity on you in that negative moment that he is residing in that present minute, second, or hour. That's a different type of protection, which he is trying to protect your heart, dummy. But you're so fixated on the knowing that you can't even see just the protection he's trying to give to your heart, because he's in a negative state of mind. And so he's like, you know what? I'm just going to chill out for a minute. I'm just not in such a good place right now at the moment. And you can't be mentally mature to understand that. And all the brothers is trying to protect your heart. Have you ever talked to somebody when they was mad or upset in an emotional, place, and they say something out their mouth that they actually don't mean within that negative moment of emotions? 9 times out of 10, they really didn't mean that. And then you got all the mental experts out here. Oh, if they said it, that means they meant it. Have you ever said anything being led by a mental emotion that you didn't mean? Think about that, people. Have you ever said something from a mental, emotional place that you really didn't mean? Now think about the mental experts that tell you if you said it, that means you mean it. That don't even make sense in itself. There are people who are locked up that I've been locked up with. They're locked up on death row, never getting out. They're going to serve 20, 25, 30 years. All because they got to an emotional place. An emotional place would change your life instantaneously, because an emotional place has no sense of clarity or logic. And you say people like, oh, they lack emotional intelligence. Do you actually know the breakdown of emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence, and I'm gonna get a little dig in deeper with emotional intelligence for you people who got all the sense. Emotional intelligence is working on recognizing that a person is in an emotional place and they're not doing anything. They see that fire burning, but they're not putting more fuel on that fire. They are letting them do what they need to do in that emotional moment. and let them get out of that emotional moment to have a conversation with them. Why am I going to try to have a conversation with a person who is having an emotional moment? Do you think they can hear me? They can't hear me because their emotions are blocking the senses of their hearing. They can't understand me because their emotions are blocking their comprehension. They can't see me because their emotions are blocking their vision. And see, emotional intelligence is recognizing that a person is in an emotional place, understanding it, seeing it, comprehending it, and they not putting fuel on that fire so it higher ignites the situation. See, y'all talk about a lot of things. Let me tell you something about intelligence. And intelligence never gets offended by facts. Just because you go to school and you got a doctorate degree or you got a master's degree or you got a PhD or you got an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, doesn't mean that you are smart. That just means you went to college for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years and you just studied and retained something and you got a degree. I don't know why people with degrees think they're special, including myself. I don't know why people with degrees think they're special. We're people that are educated. You are nobody special. There's plenty of people with all kinds of educations and have zero intelligence. And some of the smartest people I've met have been high school dropouts, people with no degrees. I've met some of the smartest people in the world. See, intelligence is, first of all, being self-aware of oneself, right? You know your flaws, your idiosyncrasies, your imperfections, right? You are wise enough to know that you ain't got all the sense or you don't have all the answers. Being educated and trying to sound educated are totally two different things. Being educated and sounding educated is totally two different things. And if I want to break this thing down the way Gwen used to break it down, the most dangerous people in the world are people who have street smarts and education. Now, those people are freaking dangerous. That's a different level of dangers because they done been on both sides. They done been on both sides of it. You've only been on one side, so you way behind the 8 ball. You don't even know what danger looks like. You don't even know what a bad situation looks like. I'm talking a bad situation where your life is in danger. And you got enough street smarts and intelligence to work yourself out of that danger, that situation you can lose your life. You end up saving your own life. See, emotional intelligence is not what you think it is. Emotional intelligence has everything to do with recognizing. And you're looking at that situation, and you're not looking at that situation as if you're playing checkers. You're looking at that situation as if you're playing chess. And I've said it before, people, chess is a thinking man's game. Dummies don't play chess. Dummies don't have the patience to play chess. That's why dummies play what's easy. Checkers. Checkers is boring to me because I really ain't got to think to do it. And I like to think because I'm a deep thinker. Chess, you got to study the board. Chess, you got to pretty much guesstimate the next move, anticipate the next person's move, and thinking 4 or 5 moves ahead. If he makes this move, I need to move here. If he makes this move, I need to move there. If he makes this move, I need to do this. If he uses knight, I need to do this. If he uses rook, I need to do this. If he used the queen or the king or the bishop or the pawn, I got to do this based off the moves that I got to counter. So I have to further anticipate what moves that's going to be made on that board. So I know the positions, the pawn. I know what the pawn can do. I know what the rook can do. I know how that bishop moves. I know the queen is the most powerful, deadliest piece on that board because that bitch can move anywhere she wants to on that chessboard. And the king, he all right, but king, like, he really can't do nothing unless he taking a blue pill. Like, he on that Viagra. King can move. Eh, eh, eh. The king really can't. The queen is a bad bitch on that chessboard. She is dangerous. She can damn near take out everybody by herself on that chessboard. Don't get it twisted. I ain't talking about in life, on that chessboard. So don't go patting yourselves on the back. Calm it down over there. But on that chessboard, she, she that bitch. She bad. But you got to know the roles, ROLES, that each piece plays. And if you don't understand the dynamics of each piece, I mean, know the dynamics and how to strategically move on that chessboard, you always gonna fall back to what's familiar, and that is your excuses. Because you cannot honor your commitment. Life is a game of chess, man. And sometimes you gotta be the fool that lets the fool think that they are fooling you. Let me repeat that. Sometimes you got to play the fool to let the fool think that they are fooling you. I play that game weekly, monthly, yearly. I play the role of a fool, but I already know. I know people you don't know. I know people who can find out things anywhere, where you at, where you live, who you talk to on your cell phone. I know. I just play the fool to the fool that think that they're fooling me. You don't know me as well as you think you do. But I always play the fool. You have to. That's how you always stay 5 steps ahead, by playing the role of the fool to the fool that think that they're fooling you. It is what it is. I know people everywhere, man. Y'all don't get it. I ain't gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get into all of that. But all I'm saying is that life is a game of chess, and you have to know how to play it. And if you don't know how to play this game that we call life, you're always going to fall back to what's familiar, and that's going to be your excuses. But you got to honor what you say. If you're not trying to make commitments, you're only making excuses, baby. Period. That's it. Honor your commitment. Honor your commitment to yourself. Honor your commitment to your health. Honor your commitment in your personal life. Just honor what you say and own it. If you messed up, just own it. It takes let me tell you about lies, because I used to be a pathological liar. It takes too much effort in lies. Lying is exhausting as fuck. I'm so glad that I'm transparent. I've lost a lot of people by being transparent. I'm very misunderstood now because I'm transparent. Very extremely misunderstood because I'm transparent. People say, oh, I want a good man, or I want this and I want that and I want this and I want that. Good man gonna tell you the truth. Good men don't lie. So y'all not ready for that, because they got cut from a whole different cloth. Good men don't lie. So if you want a good man, prepare for 100% brutal honesty and butt naked truth. Can you handle that though? Can you handle that? Can you handle him coming to you and you got a dress on and be like, no, I don't like that shit. You need to take this shit off. You asked his opinion. It's such a catch-22 with this, man. And I love when my boy Brandon Lampley said, you know, the lies are sweet. The lies are bitter. What he said, no, what God, man. Let me tell you something, man. The lies are sweet, but the truth is bitter. But you gonna hate me for both anyway. It's the truth. That is such a powerful statement. The lies are sweet. Don't lies sound so good to you? Because they're telling you everything that you want to know. They sweet as hell. It's sweeter than candy, goddammit. You know, they sweeter than Kool-Aid with a whole lot of sugar in that shit. That truth is bitter than a bitter ass Skittle or them Now Laters. Remember them green Now Laters back in the day? The truth is bitter as hell. Oh, no, them lemon heads. Remember them lemon heads back in the day? Bitter as hell. Them sour pickles, bitter as hell. It's sour. Ugh. The truth is, it's bitter. But you gonna hate me for both. So it's damn if I do with you, damn if I don't. I'm such in a catch-22 with you people. You want me to say it eloquently. You want me to say it real sweet to you. You're still gonna be mad. It don't matter. It don't matter if it's monotone. I can say it like this. In truth. Hold on, let me get into my thing. You know you done fucked up, don't you? You see, did I say it loud? Did I scream and holler? Did I throw some shit? Did I punch my hand through a wall, a glass, a window? You know you done fucked up, don't you? Just nice. You still gonna be mad, but it's the truth. Now, if I yell and scream or whatever, you ain't in your safe space. Man, there's no winning with you people, man. There's no winning with you people. Let me tell you, stop saying you want a real man because he's going to be truthful and honest with you. And you're not ready for that. Just stay loyal to them streets, man. Just stay loyal to that community, man. Be on that community booty duty. Yeah, just stay with that, man, because you're not ready for that, man. It takes grown women to handle real men. Little girls deal with little boys. They go back to what they're familiar with. And leave them right there, baby. They ain't ready for you. You're too strong for them. And it's okay. They know where they rank in the grand schemes of this life. You know what I'm saying? You dig? So here's the thing, man. If you want real is 100% with you. And real's going to tell you the truth. And sometimes that truth is going to be bitter. But that truth is going to help you grow. You can't grow from lies. There's no growth in lying. Growth comes from truth because it's hard. All your growth is going to come from a place of hard. And the truth is hard. But it's fair. It's right. It's loyal. You're going to grow from that truth because it's 100% real. Now, if you want fake, just deal with the lying dude. You know what I'm saying? Just deal with the dude who pacifies you or appeases you. Tells you sweet nothings 24/7, 365 days a year. Y'all relationship is perfect. Y'all conversations is perfect. Your dinners are perfect. Your walks in the parks are perfect. Everything you do is perfect. I know that's bullshit because I know real relationships ain't perfect and perfect relationships ain't real. But I digress. But I do know, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that real relationships aren't perfect. And perfect relationships aren't real, whether it's a friendship, family ship, or romantic ship. That's just the bottom line with that. So, if it's your body, your family, your friends, your job, getting that degree, your marriage relationship, whatever it is, if you're not trying to make a commitment to any of those things, you're only going to be making excuses for the rest of your life. Enough about that. A little bit more about this. I'm running an income tax special, baby. 30% off. Didn't I tell you that I ain't doing no more 50% off? I told you I ain't doing no 50% off. I'm running a full-blown income tax special, 30% off. But here's the thing. I'm giving this away. Free nutrition guidance with meal plans, the whole 9 yards, and that's a $500 to $800 value. I'm giving that away for free, but it's only 30% off. This first and last up front, or you can pay for it in full. If you can't pay for first and last, I can't help you, because first and last shows a sense of commitment. Mm-hmm. And the price is the price. I'm not negotiating with the price, no matter how much I like you anymore, because there's a couple of people who have burned me, and they blessed by an angel right now. Because back in the day, I'd have gotten money out you one way or the other. Yeah, I used to be that crazy like that. Yeah, I know y'all like, God, did he just say that? Yeah, I said that live. I showed did. I told y'all, man, I'm a little smidgen from crazy. I am. But I own that shit. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to deny that. I'm a little smidgen from crazy. See, I don't do those things like that, and they don't know who they messing with. But I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna let you have that. Back in the day, I'd have came looking for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I keep that dude asleep, man. But they're gonna catch me on a bad day one day with messing with my money. They're gonna catch me on a bad day, and it's gonna be tough on because I have no respect for person, you know. But I digress. But that's the special, man. 30% off. That's what it is. You're getting free nutrition accountability, man. We have fun up here, man. I like to joke. I'm a joker, man. Don't pay me no attention. I just, it's just for grins. I'll just be, I'll be shooting this shit. But there's a lot of truth in what I say. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of truth in what this brother be talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's glossed over with some jokes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? A little razzle dazzle. But like I was saying, man, great income tax special, man. Take advantage of that. We running it all month. You know what I'm saying? I know somebody like, Sean, boy, you go, you crazy. We're running it all month, man. But check it out. If you want to know more details, you can contact me 904-403-6991, or you can actually send me an email, t4u.staylor@gmail.com, man. And just give me a call, man. Hit me up. Facebook, Instagram, @driven-not-motivated21, TikTok, TaylorMade 2169, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got ways to contact me. TaylorMade Training for You is on my Facebook business page, and of course, Sean Taylor, my personal page. So listen, man, I hope y'all got something out of that, man. Remember, man, if you're not making commitments, you're only making excuses. And your life is not going to change until you start making the commitments and honoring them and honoring what you say. All right, man, I'll catch you guys on the flip. And like I always say at the end of every segment, I'll start judging people once I'm perfect too. But since this brother's in no danger of ever becoming perfect, you'll never have to worry about Sean Taylor ever judging you. And you could take that to the bank, write that check out as many times as you want. That shit ain't never gonna bounce on you, because I'm the non-judgmental mother. Shut your mouth. That only you and I both know. I'll catch you guys on the flip, man. Thanks for everybody tuning in, your support. Those who support me, those who comment, man. I'll comment right back when I get the chance. Peace.